Alright, so today we're looking at a $600 gaming PC build, and please, this massively helps me and helps the channel keep on going. Check out the links in the description if you're interested in this PC or you're interested in an Amazon 30-day free Prime trial. That really helps me out. Anyways, things have changed. This is, in my opinion, the best $600 gaming PC that you can get right now for the money in terms of performance you're getting and the value you're getting out of it. And we are looking at 1080p ultra settings, most of the benchmarks. For example, God of War, we got 60 frames per second with the same exact PC parts that we have. Cyberpunk 2077 at 1080p high to ultra settings, and we get also 60 FPS. Red Dead Redemption 2 at 1080p ultra settings, everything set to ultra, you are getting over 60 FPS, around 70 or 80 frames per second. And the final game that we have is Fortnite at 1080p low settings, you'll be getting around 300-ish FPS. So for the CPU, we're looking at the best budget CPU that you can get right now. Unfortunately, we are looking at the Intel Core i5-12400F. The reason I didn't go with the i3-13100 because this one has more physical cores and the performance uplift between the 13100 and the 12100F isn't that big. And for $166, this is the cheapest 6 cores 12-threaded CPU out there that's based on a brand new relatively architecture. You know, the Ryzen 5600 goes for $180, the 5600X goes for $160, and there isn't a 520M boards in stock right now. But both CPUs pretty much perform the same. But hey, this is also gives you a really good upgrade path to the 13th gen CPUs. While for the board, we're looking at the Gigabyte H610M-S2H. This is a $90 board, and this is a $600 budget, guys. So you gotta understand why we went cheap on the board, because we don't have that much money. But hey, it's got all the bells and whistles. You get an M.2 SSD support. It's got everything you really need. As for the RAM, we're looking at two 8GB sticks of DDR4 3200 MHz RAM at 16 gigs, and 16 gigs is the golden standard for gaming right now. If your gaming is only priority, you know, you're gonna get really good performance. If you are gonna do anything over that, like streaming for example, go with 32 gigs. It's actually pretty cheap right now. As for the SSD, we're looking at 512GB SSD, maybe SATA, maybe M.2. It depends on what's better in terms of pricing right now, and it really gets the job done. You can add a mechanical hard drive if you want an extra space, or an extra M.2 or SATA SSD in the future if 512 gigs doesn't do you fine. And the GPU, we're looking at the Power Color AMD RX 6600 renewed edition from Amazon. So the seller is Amazon themselves, it's not any other seller on Amazon, you know. So that's a pretty quality and guaranteed GPU for a very good competitive price, which is $210. And I have talked a lot about the RX 6600 and why this is the best budget GPU you can get right now, brand new. So for $200, this really isn't a bad GPU to go with. There isn't any competitor to this GPU even, and it will get the job done, and you will have the best 1080p 1440p performance. But 1080p is the main resolution we're looking at. And the case, we're looking at the cheapest case that we are looking at right now, which is the Game DS case, and there is also a B Gears case. If you want to save an extra $10, I'd leave that to you, and it will get the job done in terms of ventilation, cable management, and looks, of course. While the power supply, we're looking at the Enermax 500W 80 plus power supply, and one of the biggest advantages of this PC is that it's a very power efficient PC, so you're not gonna have any problems whatsoever. So yeah, that's been it. If you like the video, press on that like button. If you want to see more of that, can subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.